Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. 3 reasons to be optimistic about Steelers offense. It's hard to blame Pittsburgh Steelers fans for being pessimistic after the organization's 28-14 loss in the wild card round. The coaching staff will remain almost entirely unchanged. The quarterback room might follow suit. One of Russell Wilson or Justin Fields is expected to be back in 2025, and a pivot elsewhere doesn't lend itself to much upside. The Steelers are firmly in quarterback purgatory, but that doesn't mean Pittsburgh's offense can't improve. The Steelers' young contributors headline the key reasons for the offense's optimism in 2025. 1. The offensive line will be younger and healthier in 2025. From the jump, Pittsburgh's offense was behind the 8 ball. First-round offensive tackle Troy Fautanu missed almost the entirety of the season with a knee injury. After a strong start to the season, right guard James Daniels tore his Achilles. Guard Isaac Seumalo got a late start to the year, too. In total, 10 linemen played at least 40 snaps on offense for Pittsburgh. Center Zach Frazier played like a first-round talent, and with Fautanu's return, a second will join the unit in 2025. That means, without a heavy investment, the Steelers should get a high-level upgrade in pass protection. With a potential addition at guard or left tackle, Pittsburgh's offensive line is closer to elite than its 2024 showing would suggest. 2. The tight end room is set for long-term success. The Steelers were forced to rely heavily on the non-receiver pass catchers in 2024. Tight end Pat Freiermuth was second on the team in targets with 78, behind only receiver George Pickens. Virtually any upgrade to the receiver room would lighten the load and allow him to see a higher share of more favorable targets. Even so, Freiermuth played well in 2024, Week 18 be damned. He totaled 65 catches, 653 yards, and 7 scores, working well both in line and out of the slot. Further, Darnell Washington remains the ideal 12 personnel tight end for offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. He's versatile enough to be a matchup nightmare when necessary, posting 200 yards and a score. More importantly, though, he's essentially a 6th offensive lineman. With an extra anchor in the run game and an ability to disguise play-action passes better than most, the fundamentals for Smith's attack are solid. 3. Youth and explosiveness could be coming to the ground game. For better or worse, it seems like Najee Harris's time in Pittsburgh is over. He's consistently produced 1,000-yard campaigns, but has left some to be desired in the big play department. If he does hit the open market, it feels more likely than not that the Steelers would address the position in the NFL draft. Doing so, in the deepest running back class since 2017, provides the opportunity to reset the timeline of paying for production on the ground while getting new blood in the room. Adding an explosive running back to better complement Jaylen Warren, if he's brought back as a restricted free agent, could help fix the early down woes that plagued the offense. Depending on Warren's status, the Steelers could reshape the room entirely with an early round back or merely supplement the secondary back skill set. Former Pittsburgh Steelers coach interviewing for new job. Former Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line coach Shaun Sarrett is interviewing for the open Jacksonville Jaguars position. Sarrett is currently the assistant offensive line coach with the Minnesota Vikings. The 45-year-old Beckley, West Virginia, native came up with the Steelers as their assistant offensive line coach under Mike Munchak from 2012 to 2018. He was the offensive line coach in 2019 and 2020, but after subpar performance from the group, the Steelers moved on from him. Since that point, Sarrett had been with the Los Angeles Chargers as the assistant offensive line coach before leaving after Jim Harbaugh was hired. Now, he is part of Kevin O'Connell's staff with the Vikings and hopes that can parlay into another job. Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen is trying to build out his staff. Cohen was blocked from interviewing multiple Tampa Bay Buccaneers assistants after a rushed exit from the organization to accept the Jaguars' job. Should Steelers have any interest in QB Mathew Stafford? While the Steelers seem content with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, what if Mathew Stafford is available? We don't actually know definitively whether he is or isn't, but the rumors are out there. And if he is, should Pittsburgh be calling up the Rams and inquiring about a trade? Mathew Stafford is about to turn 37 years old, but he has one of the NFL's great arms. He was stuck in Detroit for most of his career, though probably wishes he were still there now. The Rams did go 10-6 with him last season, but could the Steelers do better than that with him? The Steelers went 10-7 with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. How much better, if at all, would Stafford make them? While he is a more prolific passer, one can question his abilities at this stage of his career. After all, he only threw 20 touchdowns in 16 games last season, and Wilson is capable of that, at least. Obviously, we can't complete this conversation without at least talking about money. Mathew Stafford has a $23 million base salary for 2025 and $26 million for 2026. This year, he has a $4 million signing bonus and $5 million for the year after. Now, these aren't crazy figures for a franchise quarterback. But would the Steelers view him as one? After all, if the Rams make Stafford available, the Steelers and every other team should be concerned. You don't make franchise quarterbacks available, as a general rule. You safeguard and protect them as much as possible. If a franchise quarterback is available, you have to wonder what is wrong with him. And this 36-year-old Mathew Stafford isn't quite the same quarterback of old. Arguably, he can be something of an upgrade for the Steelers, but even that is uncertain. This would be Stafford in the Steelers' scheme, behind the Steelers' line, with the Steelers' skill players. Arthur Smith is not Sean McVay, and there is no Puka Nacua. The Steelers' 2024 season has come to its predictably inauspicious end, with yet another one-and-done postseason for HC Mike Tomlin. The offense faltered, and the defense matched it blow for blow, leading to a 21-0 first-half deficit. Just like last year, the biggest question hanging over the Steelers is the quarterback question. Do they still believe in Russell Wilson and/or Justin Fields, or do they want another solution? There are other major decisions to make, as well, such as what to do with George Pickens. Do you sign him to an extension, try to trade him, or let him play out his rookie contract? The Steelers started the 2024 season 10-3, with Mike Tomlin in the Coach of the Year conversation. Wash, rinse, and repeat, and we have another late-season collapse. This may be the worst yet, a 4-game losing streak presaging a one-and-done playoff run. Welcome to Steelers football. And you fan? What do you think of the Mathew Stafford situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.